We flew a helicopter from the Big Island all the way to Kauai, and I'm going to tell you exactly how we did it and how many frequencies we went through to make it happen. I knew this flight would be harder than anything I've ever done before, so we prepped a ton to make sure we knew all the frequencies and procedures. We first were cleared out of the Class Delta airspace in Kona and switched to Big Island traffic, then switched to Apollo traffic, did a touch and go, then switched to Hawaii Control Facility, or HCF, for VFR flight following across the channel. We got to Hana Airport for a touch and go and switched to Maui traffic, then as we got closer to the Class Charlie airspace of Maui, we got onto HCF approach. From there we switched to Maui Tower and got cleared to land for fuel. While there we met up with Windward Aviation, who showed us their helicopters and told us all about what they do, so that was sick. After that we called up Maui clearance for a west departure, switched to Maui Tower, then switched back to Maui traffic. Then we called HCF again for VFR flight following across the channel to Molokai. Once we got to the north side of Molokai, we were greeted by the most beautiful cliffs we had ever seen, and HCF told us we'd lose service due to interference, so we were kind of on our own for a bit. When we got a little further, we tried avoiding the Delta airspace of Molokai Airport by calling up HCF again, but we couldn't reach them. So we ended up calling Molokai Tower and requested to fly through their airspace. After that, we knew we were about to go through the hardest airspace we had ever flown through, the Class Bravo of Honolulu. Dun dun dun! So after we left Molokai airspace, we knew we were about to enter the most difficult part of the entire trip, going through Class Bravo airspace in Honolulu. For those who don't understand what that is, it's basically the busiest and most convoluted type of airspace there is. Honolulu, LAX, Dallas-Fort Worth, and places like that are very high traffic, and because of that, there's way more rules to follow. So we had to make sure we knew exactly where to go and what to say, otherwise we might get a phone number to call. At the edge of Molokai, we switched to HCF again for VFR flight following, and they told us to follow the highway into a place called the Punch Bowl, then contact Honolulu Tower. They told us where to go, then gave us permission to land, and we met up with the Honolulu branch of Mauna Loa Helicopters, which was awesome. Overall, we actually felt that it wasn't as scary as we thought to get there. But now it was time to leave, so we contacted Honolulu Clearance, then Honolulu Tower, then HCF departure, and now we were finally out of the Bravo airspace. We switched over to Kaliloa Tower, which is the smaller airport adjacent to Honolulu, and requested to transition through their airspace to the coast. Once we got through, we switched over to HCF again for VFR flight following and for the part of the trip that we were really not looking forward to. We had about 60 miles to fly from Oahu to Kauai that was purely over water, and let me tell you, it was surreal. But once we finally saw land, we were so relieved. We contacted Lihue Tower, made our approach, and landed right at the base of the tower. We had made it all the way across the islands of Hawaii, and we were so proud of ourselves. This was the craziest flight I've ever done, and I cannot thank Mauna Loa Helicopters enough for allowing me to make this crazy journey. I also have to thank Victor for being right there with me through it all, my brother Nick for helping out with traffic and frequencies, as well as Sarah for trusting me to get us there safely and joining us on such a crazy adventure. Thanks for listening to my story, and follow along for more insane adventures like this.